צמא נפשי, צמא בשרי, בארץ ציון ויאהב לי מוי.
Oh, Avrami,
Hey, Akiva, how
I
are
see
ya?
you're all dressed for doing tie-dye.
Yeah, I'm ready. You guys ready?
All psyched.
Okay, man, let's do it. We got a lot of things to do here.
So how did you come up with this tie-dye tzitzit?
Through one of my dreams that I had
After the accident?
after the accident journey, yeah.
What, that you should make tie-dye tzitzit?
No, I had to do something different than what I was doing, and after I woke up, I wasn't sure what all that meant, and I went to a couple of Mukabalim to make sure I was right, and they said I was, so here I am making tzitzits. Because I love doing it also. You saw what happened when we went to Amuka? You were there.
Yeah.
You saw what happened. Tell the camera what happened. I met this guy here, hitchhiking.
At Amuka?
Hitchhiking right here by that tree.
Right here. And he says, where you headed? And I said, I'm headed to Tzfat. He goes, look, I'll go up to Tzfat with you. So he comes up to Tzfat with me, and my cousins, the husband and wife, they went to go to the Rizal's mikvah. Because he's a Kohen, he didn't go down. And he went somewhere else. And then all of a sudden, about an hour later, I'm about to leave, and he is at a different point. You can leave, I'm not going down. Move over here, come over here. Here. They're going to change the world. You're going to bring Mashiach. That will be Mashiach.
Yeah, these guys got really excited when you gave them, they weren't wearing any tzitzit.
And who gave it to them in the end? Who gave them those tzitzit?
Hashem.
No. Those Hasidic guys. They were wearing them, remember? They took them off?
No, I wasn't there.
You weren't
I'm
there.
saying, who's davening at Amuka?
Ah. So what happened was, the Hasidic guys put them on first. I convinced them to put it on. And then, these non-religious guys wanted them. And each one gave them their own tzitzit. So like each one had a really big part in the bracha of giving those non-religious people the tzitzits.
Oh.
Very nice.
That was the one where I did your twisty thing.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. That's what's special about this also, that each one is a different design.
Like Jew.
Because each one is done for another Jew by another Jew. It's about giving to one to another. That's why we give these out for free. All you have to do is go to www.tiedyeTZIT.com. Give us your name and your address and size, and we'll mail it to you free of charge. You can also sign up for a free letter in a Torah that's being written in memory of my brother, Moshe Weiss, Moshe ben Shalom Dov. And it would be an honor to have your name in there as one of the schusim for the Torah. No money needed. Thank you. So, why the light go off in Shemayim?
They didn't pay the bill.
Because everyone went home and finished davening. So when you finish davening and you finish your tefillos, the light in Shemayim that we created through those tefillos are finished, and the light goes off. And I actually saw that light.
You must have a special holy neshama.
Oh, it's definitely one of those hidden things, because I don't know it.
It's so hidden that you
Right.
don't know it.
Right. Exactly. So anyway, I saw this lady, and she's holding, and she says to me, she asks me, she communicates with me, and asks me if I need anything. And I told her my left leg was in a lot of pain. I don't have a right leg either. But I told her for my left leg.
The turban lady. See, I was listening.
So I had 107 fever, like I said, and the antibiotics that they would have to give me over the course of the treatment would be 60,000 shekels. And they didn't want to do it, they figured it's a waste of money. So while my brother and my wife were fighting to get my health better, this lady says to me that she has a shemen salve that she can put on me, and would I like her to put it on? And she has a hot shemen, you know, like a little earthenware container like Yaakobinu would have, you know, something like that. And her name was Rachel. And she pours the oil on my left leg, and the pain goes away. And she says to me, is there anything, she asks me, is there anything else you need? I said, yeah, I need $5 billion. So, that's a joke. So,
Yeah, I heard you.
I told her that, I told something I never said before, but I said, it's Erev Shabbos, and I want to go to shul tonight. So she says to me that I will have my son build you a library, a Beit Knesset. I said shul. She said Beit Knesset. I will have my son build you a Beit Knesset in his library. Could you do me a favor and start squeezing out those other white ones into let's squeeze the water. Leave the water in the bucket, just squeeze them. Squeeze the water out into the bucket that it's in.
These?
Yeah. As much water as you can get out of them. And I'm going to make these designs meanwhile. And maybe we should shut the camera while we're just doing this. We're doing the thing. Oh, and I'm going to talk. Okay. So, the next thing I see is my body floating in this room. And I'm in a bed. And there's a boy taking care of me. His name was Binyamin. And I'm hooked up to all these things, and he's taking care of whatever needs to be taken care of. And he put the mechitza around me so no one should be able to see me. And the library is set up like a base of midrash. Everything there that you need already. And the ceiling of this room was a bright white that is, as you would say, inhumanly, it's impossible for the human brain to explain it. Because it was so white, you would think it was so bright, it would be blinding, but it wasn't blinding. It was like it was encased in a cloud, something like you would have seen in a midbar. And all of a sudden I start hearing Nagunim. I start hearing Nagunim like, like Shlomo HaMelech, like David HaMelech. And all of a sudden, the room goes really pitch black dark. Like Choshech, Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim. And I asked the boy, what happened? Why is it so dark? I'm back in this dark place where I was before. And to begin with. And he says they all went home. They all finished davening. And I said, I also want to go home. You're not ready to go home yet. But I don't want to be here. I'm in a lot of pain. You have to be here. Leave it running.
Okay.
I also want to go home. And he says, I'm sorry, but you're not ready to go home yet, but I'll be here and I'll watch over you and you have nothing to worry about. And that was the end of the incident, that one. I had a few out-of-body experiences. That's the one I'm sharing for now. If you want more, go to www.tiedydtzitzit.com, TIEDYETZIT.com. And more of the stories on there. So, after telling this story over many times to my friends and visitors, it was pointed out to me many times, and it came to my head too, but I didn't understand how it could be, that the story sounded very much like the Kruger family. The Kruger family moved to Beit Shemesh somewhere around 97. And 6 months later, their 4-year-old baby, Binyamin, died. Tammy and Eliyahu Kruger. Their son died. And Tammy Kruger donated to the library in Beit Shemesh called the Benjamin Kruger Library. Now, why would I dream about the Kruger family? Because I didn't want to go ask Eliyahu, who I know, why I dreamt about his son who passed away 14 years before. But on Hoshana Rabbah, my son wanted his ethrog that was in the shul, the big Tammany ethrog, belonging to Eliyahu. So I called up Eliyahu Kruger and I asked him if he would come over and talk to me about this dream that I had 8 months after the crash. He comes over and he tells me that he was in shul Erev Shabbos, Thursday night, late Thursday night, davening for me because they did not think that I would be alive for Shabbos. He said he was with over 150 people in Nefech Menashe, And he asked his son, he asked the Kadosh Baruch Hu to allow his son Binyamin to come and help me and to watch over me and make sure that I'm okay. Exactly what Binyamin said to me in Shemayim is exactly what his father asked him to do. And then he tells me something that I never knew in my life. He tells me that Tammy Kruger, his wife, is his second wife. Binyamin's mother was a nurse, a doctor, became a doctor in Hadassah Ein Kerem where I was. And she contacted a disease from a patient and gave it to, transferred it to her son because she was pregnant with him. And she died 3 months after giving birth to Binyamin. From the disease. She came to Eliyahu Kruger in a dream on her yurtzeit. And she told him that if and when he remarries, that's when their son Binyamin is going to die. We went to Mekubalim, asked them what to do, and they said, go on with your life. 2.5 years later, Baruch Hashem, he met Tammy in Bad Ayin, again, where his wife was from, Rachel and Binyamin, and I never met Rachel in my life. My 107 fever went down, started going down. They don't know why. After I got the shemen. And then
Shemen means oil.
the oil. So, I went over this a couple times, and I was wondering, why did the lights go off in Shemayim? Why did it become dark? And after telling the story over and over, I realized that it went dark after everyone went home. When they finished davening. How do you like this one?
Yeah. It's good you left some yellow.
White. From what?
Yeah, some white. It gives it more.
Yeah, that's what the rubber bands create. Wow.
Yeah, I knew that one. This one's my favorite.
Whew! That's nice. I like when they come out.
Actually, I like the one.